Now that we solved this ID problem, let's get back to HTMX and to features HTMX offers us. And one feature HTMX offers us, which I want to use here, is a feature that allows me to make this code here a bit leaner. Because one problem I have with this code is that we're setting the target and hx swap here in our root get route when we render the entire page. And of course, I'm then repeating that same code down there where I'm rendering that one single list item that is returned when we add a new goal. And we can actually get rid of this duplication of hx swap at least by getting rid of it here and by also getting rid of it here in our main page content. Now, of course, we need that hx swap setting, but we can use an HTMX mechanism called inheritance for still applying it to all these list items. Because most HTMX attributes, not all of them, but most of them, can actually be set on a parent element, and they will then automatically be inherited by all child elements. So we can add this hx swap attribute to the unordered list, which will in the end hold all list items, no matter if they're rendered here as part of the overall page or if they're injected into the page later because a form was submitted. And we can set hx swap to outer HTML here, therefore, and all the list items and all the buttons in there will use that setting when they're using other HTMX attributes, as we're doing it here, for example. And this inheritance concept is an important concept, and you can always find out whether an attribute supports inheritance or not by taking a look at the documentation of that attribute. And if you then scroll down all the way to the bottom, you will find these notes, and there you learn that the element is inherited or whether it's not inherited. For example, all those attributes that trigger requests are not inherited, which kind of makes sense because you don't want to start sending the same kind of request for all the child elements of some element. hx swap is inherited though, and therefore by setting it on the unordered list instead of the buttons inside of the list, we can now make sure that if we reload and we again add some items here, we got the same behavior as before. The items are removed here, but we now made the code a bit leaner at least. And most importantly, you now know about this important inheritance concept.